Pretty much.
Okay, Derbyites, welcome to our 2016 Emmys Slugfest. We're going to talk about a lot of the new stuff that might get in this year at the Emmys. You know, the new comedies, dramas, actors and actresses. There is a ton of stuff. I don't even know where to start. Should we start with Mr. Robot, because that seems to have, you know, a lot of help from the precursors like the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice. Rob, you're a huge Robot fan. Is it getting in?
Oh, absolutely. That's without a doubt in it. You know, it just won a Peabody, by the way, so not that really means much for the Emmys, but it did really well with the Critics' Choice. It did really well with SAG and Golden Globes, and all of that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do well at the Emmys, but it helps, you know. It kind of gives it the momentum that it's the show that all these voters will have to at least watch. USA are going to kill it. They're going to send out those episodes, which they have, to everybody under the sun, and I expect Mr. Robot to at least get drama series and lead actor and supporting actor nominations, and probably for directing and writing for Sene's Mal. So I think it's going to be a big story for USA, definitely.
You're right. They sent it out to everybody under the sun. Here's the official Emmy package that went out. It's got 4 DVDs in it, 3 of them, which is really weird because it's the way. I mean, they just figured, I guess, that everybody's lazy, so they did it every way possible, because they put 10 episodes on 3 discs, and then you have 1 disc that has all 10 episodes, and it's got all these brilliant reviews on it. And then if that's not enough, they send you a card with a digital code so that you can watch it online too. So they got their bases covered.
I hope you covered your digital code, or all of a sudden USA Network is going to be stormed by traffic.
I did on the write-up, but I just took it off for this one because I figured, I mean, who watches this? The 4 of us, just to watch ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, Mr. Robot's
there goes my weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't seen it yet, then where have you been, number one? And secondly, go ahead and watch it, because it's going to be a big Emmy story in a couple of months.
I'm almost prepared for all of this buzz to it to just eventually lead to the biggest to the thing that we'll be talking about on Emmy morning, on the morning of the nominations, being completely skunked. You know, whoa. I'm not saying it will happen, but all of this buzz beforehand gives me a lot of pause. You know, you just never know with the Emmys, and there's sometimes just their reluctance to embrace something new that's a little different. It's
that's not on HBO. You're right. That's a possibility.
A big possibility. I mean, remember last year we were all thinking, you know, The Affair came off of the Golden Globe win for Best Drama and Actress, and then Empire was huge, and Marcus and I went to this event, and it was incredible. All these voters there, and then they just get, I mean, these things that have all this buzz, like Charlie said, just don't end up happening sometimes. But I don't know. I think this one's different. This one, it just seems like it's on a different course than any of the other ones. And there's room this year for something to sneak in. And if not Mr. Robot, what is it?
Yeah, because Mad Men's gone, so there's at least 1 slot open. And I think there's a 2% rule, is that right? Where if there's enough nominees, you know, within 2%, then there might be 8 nominees or 9 nominees. So I think Mr. Robot has a pretty good chance here.
But so if not, though, let's just focus on the new stuff. Like, what could really honestly make it into drama series in terms of the new stuff, apart from Mr. Robot? Because there's a lot of new shows that are jostling for a spot, but I don't know. I'm not really confident about many of them.
Yeah, Hulu is really hoping The Path will get in, the new Aaron Paul show with Hugh Dancy and Michelle Monaghan. I went to the premiere a couple weeks ago. It was just absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping that gets in. I don't know. Are you guys following it? I know I'm kind of waiting for it.
I just got my Hulu box kit from the Emmys, and it's the first thing in there is The Path, and we'll have a write up on this one pretty soon. But they're pushing it pretty hard. I mean, it's Aaron Paul, right? 3-time Emmy winner Aaron Paul. You can't really.
Right.
It's got pedigree.
And you also have there's going to be, I get to say, there's going to be a revival of the fascination with science. Well, there's always fascination with Scientology since it's a similar cult, but you also have there's a book coming out next month about the founder of Scientology, written by his father, and that's going to renew interest in this whole sort of crazy religions and the way they're insular and they operate. So that could spark even more interest in the path.
Yeah, the only thing with the path is they only sent 3 episodes in this kit, so they didn't send the full season. I mean, they give you a code to go ahead and do the full season, but I don't know. I mean, for lazy Emmy voters, that may hurt them if they want to start from episode 1 rather than 5, 6, and 7.
For me, I think I would prefer not discs, because I would prefer that code and just watch it all at once. I don't want to get off the couch and take a DVD out and put another.
Oh my! Can you imagine? Oh my God.
Yeah, but you know they have people doing that for them. Come on now.
Right, true.
But like what about
at this
like
party? I was Chris Beecham, and we talked to Aaron Paul for just like 5 minutes or so, and we mentioned that he has the record for Breaking Bad. No one's ever won 3 in that category for supporting actor. And we told him if Peter Dinklage wins this year for Game of Thrones, he will be tied. So he's gonna have to take Peter Dinklage down. And he's like, what do I do? How do I do it? So if you guys have ideas,
it can't be that hard.
Maybe he submits himself in the supporting category for the path then.
Oh, there you go.
That would
Category
really
fraud.
I think he's lead, but that's smart thinking.
Well, anything can happen. What do you think about vinyl? Does that have a chance? Because it started off with a lot of buzz and it seems to have died completely.
I think the fact that it's on HBO means we have to consider it. And I actually wrote this item 2 months ago about how Bobby Cannavale is going to win Drama Actor. I'm going to stick by that for now.
I think he's going to be nominated.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to be nice to you during this whole slugfest here. But I don't think vinyl has much of a shot anymore. I mean, it started off strong. Rob's right, but I don't know if you guys have read the reviews. The last a lot of critics are saying that it kind of just fell off a cliff towards the end, and they weren't very kind to it. So, and I mean, who's really talking about it right now? Like, everybody's more excited about Game of Thrones coming back on, on Sunday, or Mr. Robot. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm sure Rob would have a fit if vinyl got into Mr. Robot didn't, but
yeah, I would.
I don't know. I think Martin Scorsese. I think that's his power. He's very powerful. I think he could get that show, and I think he could win for directing the pilot again. Even though I personally want Vince Gilligan to win for directing the finale of Better Call Saul.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
So that's another slugfest.
That's a whole other thing. Okay, well, let's keep looking at other shows. What about Horace and Pete? That surprise entry from Louis C.K. Is that just going to be a complete non-story, non-starter, or does it have a shot? Have you seen it? Because I've seen a couple, and I was really impressed with it.
I don't know. I think they're sending us the whole season. It's only 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
But if it were to get in anywhere, I think it would get in for some of those actors. I mean, Alan Alda,
Laurie Metcalf, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, drama series is tough for a show.
It's pretty tough.
It's not on a network. I mean, it's on his own website. But I know that they're campaigning for it really hard.
Do you pay per episode for that one?
Yes.
You used to, but now you can buy it for $36 or something. You can buy the whole series, which is it's like $5. It was $5 an episode, but now you can buy the whole thing at the end. Well, I'm going to move on because I want to ask about Marcus's religion, which is the X-Files. Do we know precisely where that's going yet?
It is going in drama,
Definitely.
I was just talking to the X-Files publicist the other day. We're going to try to get everyone. We're going to try to interview David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson, Chris Carter. So that'll be exciting. And if I know the critics were not kind to the show, but I loved it. As a true fan, I love the X-Files. I hope it comes back.
But it won't be nominated, right? What do you think? At this point in time, do you think that it has a really good shot to make it in this top 7? I think it's going to struggle a little. The real the old X-Files, it only got in for like seasons 2 through 6, I think. Don't quote me on that, but the latter seasons it fell off. Yeah.
But Gillian won for season 4, so she could come back. I really want William B. Davis to finally get a nomination as the cigarette smoking man. That would be just a dream.
Yeah, that would be great. All right. Well, what else is there new in the drama side? Because there's things like Outlander, which is really in its 2nd season. That could break through. It could be something like Narcos, or I don't know. You tell me. It's really tough.
that underground event you went to. WGN has two shows, Outsiders and Underground, and tell us about that event.
Yeah, we went to Underground at the Beverly Hilton, and it was a great event. There were a lot of people there.
A lot of voters.
A lot of voters, but they did also open it to a lot of the guilds, so like a lot of the makeup guild, and those people were there as well. And I don't know, it's an interesting show. I don't know if any of you have watched it, but it's obviously surrounded around, or you know, it's about slavery back in those times and a plantation, and it's really weird though because it's produced by oh gosh, I already lost who it was produced by.
Well,
But
WGN, like they won their very first Emmy last year. It was like main titles for Manhattan. So now that they're on Emmy's radar, I'm really hoping that they get something big, you know, for Underground.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I might have to check that out. I haven't done that yet.
Sense8 is a favorite of mine. Did you guys watch Sense8? Charlie, did you watch it?
No, but I have several friends that watch it, and we're raving about it.
Bring them in. Let's talk to them.
All right, I'll get them out. I'll get them out of the cage.
Quickly. Unlock the cage. I watched the first two and I wasn't into it, but people tell me that it got a lot better. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's a show about these 8 people. It's really 8 leads. I've never seen anything like it, and it's just how their lives interact through certain, you know, supernatural. That's not the right word, but otherworldly means, and it's just really, really good. I'm wondering it might be too sci-fi, too racy. It's a very sexual show for the Emmy voters, but I mean, Girls got in a couple years, so you never know.
John Legend, that's what I was thinking of. John Legend for Underground. That is the producer, and it's really weird because back to that, and then I'll get to Sense8. But back to that is that they use hip hop music in the during the actual show. So what was hard for me is watching it, and then I was into the drama and into a lot of what was going on, but then you hear some pop tune, and God, I sound like I'm 65. You hear some song that is not from back then, and it just emotionally kind of takes you out of it. So I don't know if that would happen to a lot of people. I would encourage you all to go watch it. I mean, it's a really good show, but it's a really interesting way to do it. And then on Sense8, I agree, it is a good show, but like with what Rob said, if you watch the first few episodes, you're already confused as hell. It's so hard to follow, and I don't think a lot of these voters will have the patience to do it, to follow that. And then, I mean, Daryl Hannah is the biggest star in that show in terms of name recognition, so I'm not sure that's enough to make people hold on through the whole season.
Yeah. It'll be on my personal list, but I don't know if the Emmys will remember. It aired way last summer, and sometimes these Emmy voters have, you know, they're forgetful memories unless it airs like in April or May.
And we have such an embarrassment of riches at the moment. We keep talking about peak TV is what it's called now, not the golden age anymore. And there's so much out there to watch, and there's so much of it is so good. And so it's really tough. So that's why I like to focus on really good campaigns. Like, I was just going to mention Showtime, and Ralph's got the Showtime box right in front of him. They're really good campaigns. And I think, you know, they've got Homeland in there when we thought they were over Homeland. And maybe if they watch Billions, I don't know, maybe Billions could be a surprise. That's the kind of show that Emmy voters would like, I think. What do you guys think? Have you watched Billions?
Paul Giamatti will get an Emmy nomination for going, you know, number 2.
For reading the phone book.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's a real... And same with... geez, I've completely forgotten the lead actor's name, but
Damian Lewis. Damian Lewis.
Yeah, he's an Emmy winner, and he's great.
Maggie Siff is good in it. I don't know if you guys have watched it. It's a great show. It's the first one that when you open your Showtime Emmy campaign mailer, it's the first on there. They sent 4 episodes, but they went episode 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a great strategy because it kind of starts you from the beginning and makes you want to watch the rest. And of course, they give you the code so that you can watch it later on, which I won't show you. So hopefully you can write that down.
Just kidding.
But I agree. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's a really great show, and it could, like Rob just said, it could definitely sneak in there.
Yeah.
And then you have the Netflix show Jessica Jones, the big Marvel show that Netflix is pushing it really hard. It's unusual to see a show like that at the Emmys in the major race. I don't know if like a superhero show has ever been nominated, but watch out for that thing for like visual effects and stunts and all the camera work. I think it might pull in a lot of those tech nominations.
Yeah, and it might do well where Daredevil wasn't able to do last season. So Jessica Jones is a much more cerebral type show, and it just won everybody as well, along with Mr. Robot, Transparent, Master of None, a few others won that really prestigious award. So yeah, that's a possibility too. And
what about? Oh no, go on.
No, I was just thinking, what about other campaigners like AMC? They've done so amazingly well over the last decade, and they've got Better Call Saul as their big gun, but maybe The Night Manager. That's getting very good reviews. It's got a very impressive Oscar-winning director behind it. It's got excellent actors like Hugh Laurie. Yeah, I think that The Night Manager could surprise.
Yes.
I think that's in the limited series category, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And so what else? Yeah, of course. Let's just go across the board. I mean, you've got AMC. What else do they have in their arsenal that could really?
Amazon. You got Man in the High Castle. I don't know if that's
yeah,
not gained any traction.
Unfortunately, that did so badly with the precursors that we like to call them. Surprisingly, I thought Man in the High Castle was totally in the wheelhouse of Golden Globe voters, and yet they didn't really go there, which is a shame because it's a good show.
Right. So back to the Night Manager real fast. I think that could get in for limited, and I think Hugh Laurie could finally win an Emmy. I'm not.
Wow, really?
I mean, I really want him to. He never won for House. I think a lot of people forget that he never won for House. So
I'm going to support him.
Yeah, he's supporting, and then Tom Hiddleston is lead.
Okay, so I mean, anyone in limited series, they have to be thinking, okay, so we have to come up against the OJ people because it appears that they're going to sweep everything, and so FX are a really major weapon in their arsenal with the OJ mini.
And well, not just that, they especially like in those acting categories, they got to go up against OJ, they got to go up against American Crime, and they have to go up against Fargo.
I mean, it's just insane.
Right. I say just throw them all into a pit and watch them fight to the death.
Yeah.
What's interesting though with OJ is that when you talk to these FX execs, as Marcus and I have through these events, whenever you bring up OJ, they're so excited about it, and it's like Fargo's kind of an afterthought almost, which is really interesting to me because I liked Fargo season 2. I didn't like it as much as season 1, but I loved OJ Simpson, and I think what they did with the series was great. I mean, to bring it like back into the limelight and make it as polarizing and exciting as the actual trial was back in the 90s, I think is an incredible feat. So it's weird to see how they all have their kind of mindset on OJ is our racehorse here, and they love Fargo, but it just doesn't seem they love Fargo as much as they loved it last year.
I think Fargo was their prestige thing, and OJ is the thing that's really gotten the populace all worked up.
I think it's also because, Fargo's already won. If it wins again, that's great. But I think they want to have 2 anthologies win because then all of a sudden they have 2 different, shows that have won the best series.
That's right.
As long as it's not American Horror Story Hotel or even nominated, and then I'll be fine with that. That show was awful.
It was their worst. It was the worst season for that anthology, and that has won a bucket load of Emmys, and it always gets like 17 nominations. So that could still be in the mix. And
it's gonna dominate the text again. I mean, look at that set. That was an amazing set, and the costumes and all the makeup and the blood. But watch out for Dennis O'Hare. I think he's gonna surprise people.
Yeah, I think that would be a good.
Exactly. So it's still gonna make an impact. And American Crime has already been discussed. I think American Crime to me that was just a work of art, and I really, really hope it gets something because it's going to get kind of steamrolled over by all the FX stuff. But Connor Jessup, Lily Taylor, Felicity Huffman in particular, Joe Polari, they need to be nominated, and hopefully maybe one of them might actually win like Regina King did last year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's one of the best shows I've seen within the past year.
I'm so glad because you just caught up with it recently. I remember when you did. I was binge. I was so happy that you did that. That's good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but if Lily Taylor can win any award, I would love her to win anything she can.
Yeah,
I think she's
amazing.
Amen.
I think OJ might be my favorite, but if American Crime won, I would be happy because what they did was really, really good. You think that season's about one thing, and then toward the end it turns into something else. You're like, oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think
I
there's
hate
one
it for
more
making
show.
me think so much.
There's one more drama that we haven't mentioned, and it's a personal favorite. It's called Unreal. It's on Lifetime. Lifetime's never had a drama or a comedy nominated, so this would be a first. Constance Zimmer just won the Critics' Choice Award. Can she get in, do you think?
Yes, she can. Definitely. Of anybody on that show, writing, directing, anything, Constance Zimmer has to be the most, the one that people, I think, remember the most. She's so good in that show. I haven't seen all of it yet. I've only seen some of it, but she's very, very good, isn't she?
She is. She's great. And she has, industry backing. I mean, she's been in everywhere for so long. She's almost worked with like everybody. I mean, everybody knows who she is, and I'm sure is happy that she's found this kind of success because it's very deserving. So I think she's got a shot. It's just tough because no matter where she tries to go in drama, it's just a crowded field with like strong performances.
I just interviewed her a week ago, and I asked her, because she was on Boston Legal, and I asked her, were you on the season that was one of the seasons that was nominated? She said she's been to the Emmys with Boston Legal, Entourage, and House of Cards. So she's an old timer here at the Emmys. So this will be the first time though that she'll have a nomination if she gets in.
Well, that's cool. I hope she does. Speaking of Lifetime, don't they have Roots coming up soon? Is that a Lifetime limited series?
It's like an A&E thing. It's going to be simulcast across a couple.
Right. So that's coming. We know that's a very big unknown. We know our good friend Daniel has seen some of it, and that could just kill everything in sight in the limited series categories too. So we need to be very wary of.
I know it's the one question mark that no one's seen. I think we've seen everything else except for with Game of Thrones and Veep. But that's
right.
I think by the time you've seen this video, we will have seen Game of Thrones and Veep and Silicon Valley.
I'm so excited. 2 more days. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And Silicon Valley.
And Silicon Valley, yeah.
That's getting rave reviews for this season.
You know what I want? I want one of the actors to get in. Just one. That's all I'm asking for. T.J. Miller,
Zach Woods, Thomas
Middleditch. One, please. Gosh. Yeah, let's hope so. We'll see. You never know. Should we move over to comedy? I think we've covered what could happen in drama. We know Game of Thrones and House of Cards, they're all going to do very well, but let's move to comedy because there's a lot of new stuff there as well.
Right. Really my list is like 20 names on it, so we may not even mention it. There's this. I just want to start with my favorite comedy, brand new comedy. It's called Angie Tribeca on TBS. If you like the comedy of like Airplane, like that dumb comedy where just anything can happen, this is the show for you. It is so funny. And I went to a panel at the Paley Festival last week. The cast was there, and they're just as funny on screen as off. So it's Rashida Jones, it's Jerry Burns, and it's just great.
Is it like Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Is it that kind of comedy?
No, it's not. It's like Airplane or Police Squad. It's a totally different type of comedy.
Fantastic.
We also got it's also executive produced by Steve Carell.
Yeah, and he wrote and directed the pilot, and with his wife he wrote it, Nancy Carell.
And that's a TBS show, right? That's on TBS.
Yeah, TBS also has another show called The Detour with Jason Jones and Natalie Z. That's like a family comedy where the whole thing is a road trip, and every episode they stop at a different hotel or B&B.
Oh, right.
It's really funny too. So. If Emmy voters are watching TBS, these shows will both get in because they both deserve it. It's just TBS is kind of a smaller network. I don't know.
I don't know why, but maybe they should be putting some resources. By the way, this is a quick segue into Samantha Bee, Full Frontal. That is one of my favorite talk shows, or whatever you want to call it these days, variety. I'm thinking that she might possibly sneak in. Is that just a crazy idea, or is it a possibility?
Absolutely not. She's been burning up a lot of the variety category, especially variety talk, has 3 open slots in it. We're going to have a new winner in this category for the first time since 1998.
Crazy.
When Late Show with David Letterman began its 5-year streak of winning. So that's going to be, crazy.
I can't wait.
Anything is possible in that one.
This year has been so good for variety talk. I've been addicted to so many variety talk series. Just because of the election and because of what's going on in other parts of the world. Brilliant. That's going to be a category to watch. I know we just say that off comedy, but they're kind of related. They're very funny.
And I just want to say, like, my personal prediction, I know we're not predicting this at Gold Derby yet, the variety categories, but we will soon. I think John Oliver. I think how could you not give John Oliver the win?
He's just the top of his game. So good.
But let's talk about some of these other comedies.
Yeah, there's heaps. Well, how about Baskets? I've done a couple of articles. I've done an article about Baskets because I was just so enamored with it. I was drawn to write like a love letter to it. I love it so much, and that was all because of you, Marcus. You told me about it. I thought, I'll give it a go.
Oh, good.
Louis Anderson is insanely good in that. I think he might win. I really do. If he gets nominated, he could even win.
Yes.
But I love Zach Galifianakis.
I hope so. He's great in that show. I think he's the best thing about that show. The only thing is that when you watch it, he really doesn't start to pick up until like the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I know he gets to submit an episode, but also it's from what I've heard from some people is they either really like it or they just don't get it and don't like it at all. So it's kind of, it may be hard to sneak into comedy, but I heard a lot of that at another comedy series that we can transition to, which was Mozart in the Jungle. I went to an event the other night and it was packed. It got sold out. Of all the events that I've been invited to so far, it was sold out within the first day, and no other one, including like Modern Family or Underground or any of these other ones, were sold out as quickly as Mozart. It won the Globe for Best Comedy. It won the Globe for Best Actor, which I think Gael Garcia Bernal has an excellent shot of getting in there, just because of his pedigree and his work before. And I don't know. I mean, and it's a good show. It's a really good show. It's funny. It's really. We always talk about the Emmy voters being kind of, high class, a little too. They don't want anything dumbed down. It's about classical music. It's it's got a lot of it in there. It's just I think it's got a shot to get in there, which would be really interesting to see, and probably piss off Netflix like no other to see Amazon getting 2 slots in the comedy race.
But it really is. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you're Amazon, what do you root for? Do you root for Transparent or Mozart? I mean, I think they could both get in. I mean, they both have a real shot.
Yeah, they both for sure get in. But I mean, I don't know. I think Mozart's more the comedy than Transparent is.
Transparent's more
Since when has that mattered?
That's exactly right. But Transparent will get in
with
regardless.
With wins, it matters.
Yeah, I mean, when had something won that? Orange is the New Black didn't win, and people classified that as a drama when it was at its height. I don't think that has really anything to do with it.
I think
Transparent should have moved across.
Sex and the City is like the only dramedy that ever won. Oh, Ally McBeal, right?
Yeah, but Transparent will make it in because of the subject matter and because of Jeffrey Tambor, and it's got and that first episode, Kina Hora, directed by the showrunner Jill Soloway. That's beautifully directed episode. That'll make it in. But Mozart in the Jungle is like on par with Baskets for me. I love that so much. If you haven't seen it yet, watch episode 4 and just sit back and be amazed at the direction of the episode. It is the most beautifully directed series on TV. It's stunning. And then Roman Coppola directed 5 and 6 and a few of the others. It's wonderful, and I think it's going to make it in, and it's going to just it's going to play off its success from the Globes, hopefully. So I've got my fingers crossed about that.
Remind me, is episode 4 the one where they're in Mexico City, or is that 6?
Yeah, you know how there's like 2 or 3 episodes where they're down in Mexico City. It's the beginning of that little arc.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's really, really good. Everybody, please watch Mozart in the Jungle because I think that will be an Emmy contender. And but what else, guys? There's so much new stuff. It's making my head spin. There's something like, what about Blunt Talk on Stars? Or
I would love to see not only Patrick Stewart get in for lead actor in a comedy because he's wonderful on that show, but also Jackie Weaver for supporting actress in a comedy. She's fantastic, and she has an episode. If only the episodes meant a damn thing anymore.
I know. It's about stars just getting that out there, like it's really they have to sort through the data, and then that's the problem now, just getting your stuff out there. And talk is totally worthwhile, so that's a possibility as well. And Hulu has Casual and Difficult People. I don't know if any of you guys have seen either of those shows. I love Difficult People because I'm a huge Billy Eichner fan, but Casual is a possibility. That's more of a dramedy. But again, Hulu, they're going to be putting a lot of resources into those 2 shows as well.
That's the Jason Reitman one. I mean, he's beloved in the industry.
Yeah.
And the Critics' Choice went to Master of None, so we have to mention that.
Yeah.
And I really do love the show. Aziz Ansari could get in for actor, and it's a different show than anything we've mentioned. That's like the comedy races this year. I really hope they just don't go with the 7 that were nominated last year. I think only 5 are coming back, but because Parks and Recreation is out and Louis is taking a year off. So there's
I think Master of None could easily take the place of Louis because it feels a lot like Louis, only it's funny.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I mean, Baskets too. Baskets was actually produced by Louis C.K.
Yeah. And it's got a really similar type of vibe. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt just started a few days ago. I haven't had a chance to catch up with it yet. Have any of you seen it? And is it better than season 1?
God hoping.
No comment from Ralph.
I liked it. I thought it was really fun.
I loved season 1. I thought it was great.
I've seen the first 2. It's great, yeah.
I finished it last night, and I think we got you have 2 very interesting possibilities for just other than the comedy series, guest actress in a comedy series. One for Tina Fey playing a completely different character than she did in season 1, and also Lisa Kudrow, who is in the finale. She is going to. I think she's going to have a very good shot at picking up Emmy #2 in that category.
Wow. Of the 2, I've only seen for the first 2, but Anna Camp is in the second one, and she was really good in that. Yeah, this show. I think the show will be back. I don't see any reason why it won't be. I think Allie Kemper will get in for the first time after being weirdly snubbed last year.
Rightfully. You meant rightfully. You said it wrong.
Weirdly. But can we talk about snubs in the actress category for a sec? Because I'm going to get really freaking pissed off if Crazy Ex-Girlfriend does not break this CW curse. Ralph, maybe you can talk to that. Jane Virgin last year. That was revolting. It's going to probably happen again, and it shouldn't. Because really, how good is that show? It is so funny.
It is awful. It is
funny.
It is not funny at all. The show after it is really good. This show is not that good. And I mean, the CW has to be so pissed at itself because Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is averaging a 0.2 in the demo ratings. Last year, you guys all told me that Gina Rodriguez didn't get in because nobody watches her show. Nobody watches CW show.
Who the hell said that?
Do you honestly go back to Slugfest? Go ask Tom. Go look at our emails. That was
maybe the voters weren't watching the show. Maybe we were saying that, and I don't know if a lot of Emmy voters are in those key demographics that they're looking for in ratings.
That is the point. So what are you arguing?
You said people in general, and Jane the Virgin was one of the highest rated news shows of last year.
I think I want to eject Ralph because Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is the best CW show there has ever been. Rachel Bloom deserved that Globe, deserved that Critics' Choice Award. She was absolutely fantastic.
I'm going to differ with you on the Critics' Choice one.
It's going to win it's going to get nominations in the song category. Like, it's just so.
Talk about all the nominations that Empire got in that category last year, like we were predicting.
That's one of the Emmy crimes. That's an Emmy crime.
Rachel Bloom is not just the actress. She's the showrunner, the writer, the songwriter. She does everything.
Yeah, which I will agree. I will agree that she did deserve, some kind of hardware because she worked her tail off in that show and deserved something for it. But that doesn't mean that the show's that good or that many people have been watching it. I mean, it's still it's not doing well in the ratings, and they're not. I mean, they did do an Emmy FYC for it last month. So I don't know how many people went to that because I didn't go. I don't know if you went, Marcus. I sent you that email, but
I think Chris went though.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I just don't think it's got a realistic shot. If Jane couldn't do it last year, having won the Peabody Award, AFI, TCAs, Golden Globe, I mean, it was an actual comedy series nominee at the Television Critics and at the Golden Globes. I mean, its prestige was much bigger. It had a lot more print. It was diverse, and everybody's talking about diverse. I mean, it had everything going for it last year. And if Gina couldn't get in or the show couldn't get in last year, I don't think Crazy Ex-Girlfriend has much of a chance to do it. And I'm not sure if the CW would want it. It would be CW's choice to push in there. If there's anyone this year to get in, Jane's second season Metacritic score is higher than Crazy Ex, and it still is doing well. And Gina is in coming out in a film over the summer with Mark Wahlberg, so she'll still be out there. I mean, I don't know. There are 3 slots. I'm really hoping Constance Wu gets one finally for Fresh Off the Boat. She deserved it last year.
Finally, it's been 2 years.
Exactly. She was snubbed last year. Finally, she can get in.
I mean, if we're going to talk about shows that have had amazing comedy shows that have had amazing female performances this year, I would be remiss if I did not bring up FXX's "You're the Worst." Aya Cash's, who should have won that Critics' Choice Award, because she is unbelievable in this past season with her storyline of clinical depression. And it's dark and it's deep, but the show still remains so damn funny. And oh my God, I love this show so much. And if by any chance anyone from that show, especially Aya Cash or Kether Donahue in supporting actress, were able to get in, that would just I would throw glitter off the ceiling or the roof or wherever I keep my glitter. I can't keep track of it anymore.
No. All right. Well, there's a lot to think with it. Is there anything else? There's Netflix has Love, and they have Grace and Frankie. They have a lot of stuff out there as well.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Jane Fonda will get in now? I mean, she was snubbed last year because there wasn't very much space, and now that there are 3 open spots, I mean, can she just automatically get in there? She's a winner.
Fonda.
Yeah.
Lisa Kudrow is gone. Amy Poehler's gone, and who's the other one? That's
Edie Falco. Edie Falco.
Yeah.
Edie Falco.
So yeah,
right.
I think Jane Fonda could easily get in. I mean,
yeah,
this is those 3. I think Ellie Kemper has one of those slots, though. I really do. So I think there's.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, so there's really only 1 open slot.
Have you guys seen Catastrophe and something? What Flaked? That's oh God, what's that guy's name? Yeah, I've completely just drawn a blank now. But I'm just looking down this list. There are so many shows that could make it in. I don't know what to think. It's really
there's You, Me, Her on. It's the Audience Network, right?
That's a great show. Watch out for that one. It's Greg Pola.
Yeah.
And
then one of my favorites, The Last Man on Earth, season 2.
Yeah.
Will Forte got in last year, and you know what? It got writing and directing last year, so we have to take it seriously, Ralph. Take that smirk off of your face. It's a serious contender.
No, I'm just smirking because earlier today, when I was looking over who was nominated last year, I was looking at Will Forte and wondering if he's going to be more like a Martha Plimpton, where he got in and then for 1 year and then she got cast out, or will he come back? Because the show's not as popular as it was last year, and as we're talking right now, there are so many other options out there today, like Gail Garcia Bernal and those kind of people, and Poehler himself, who's really good in that show, that could be fighting for that spot. Or do we finally get Don Cheadle out of there and what's his face, Joey from Friends, Matt?
Well, thankfully episodes aired. Right?
So there's a slot.
Oh, good. Then there's a slot.
And the Louis C.K. slot.
Yeah.
But
there were 7 last year, so really there's only 1.
Yeah.
Fox is really pushing Jason Sudeikis too for Last Man on Earth for guest star.
Right.
So I'm hoping that happens. Even if the show doesn't get in, I'm hoping Jason gets in.
What about the Carmichael show? That could get in even for lead actor alone. So that's getting quite good reviews. I saw him on, I can't remember what talk show it was. It might have been the Daily
Bill
Show.
Maher.
I was really impressed with him.
He was on Bill Maher a couple weeks ago.
And Trevor Noah too. Yeah. And then ABC has The Real O'Neills, which looks hilarious. I have not watched it yet, but I'm going to because Martha Plimpton's in it, and it looks very, very risque for an ABC show.
The reviews have been good for it so far.
It looks really funny.
Yeah. And what about an actor, Key and Peele? I mean, they got a SAG nomination for the 2 of them, and they have a movie coming out. Everybody seems to love them. I mean, Amy Schumer got into lead actress for Variety. For a variety show last year. Could they get into the Best Actor category and take up one of those?
They're going to remain supporting.
Yeah, he was nominated in supporting last year. I don't know if they would
Keegan
go with that.
will return, and maybe Jordan Peele will join him.
That's true. 2 of them in supporting.
I'm going to say something really controversial now. The current season of Girls is impressing me. I'm just going to put that out there.
Wait, is or isn't?
It's impressing me. It's so much better this season than it has been in the last couple. And remember, Girls has done very well with the Emmys in the past. Could that possibly come back?
What do you mean by very well?
Well, it's been nominated in various categories, has it not?
Yeah, in best comedy, yeah, it definitely has.
Lena Dunham and writing, directing. This season has been really good. I've been really surprised because I was totally off that show in the last 2 years, but this season's good. So I'm just
has Adam Driver done anything to deserve a nomination or a win this year? Because he's been getting in every single year.
Yeah, he has. Not really, but like in the last 2 years that he was nominated, I didn't think he had anyway, and he still was nominated. And with Star Wars, I just think that he's probably in, just penciling in as the slot. So
like the Jim Carter slot. Just give it to Adam.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jim Carter. We didn't even talk about Downton Abbey before, but yeah, let's not even go there.
Don't you dare insult Jim Carter.
All right,
horrible people.
I know it's the second season of Blackish, but I just want to point out there that if you're not predicting Blackish for a comedy series, you may want to rethink that. It has so much buzz this year. They're doing so many important episodes, like the special episode of the week. I think it could get it. Like Anthony Anderson got in last year. I think Tracy Ellis Ross could get in. I think writing and directing and series, maybe akin to like Will and Grace, how it was kind of snubbed season 1 and season 2 it really exploded.
Can I ask a question? Do you think you need to see season 1 of Blackish to get into season 2? Because that could
you have to see every single episode, and then you have there's a prologue. You have to watch the prologue. No, it's a sitcom.
So you don't need to care about the characters.
No, I mean you could go in right now and watch it and understand it. It's not like Sense8.
Check it out. Sense8, you watch every damn thing really carefully and take notes because I was so confused.
I don't know. I mean, I think it would be hard. I mean, you have great shows on ABC like The Middle and Fresh Off the Boat and the Goldbergs and it just seems like a lot of the ABC shows, unless you're Modern Family, it's like they have that one slot and that's it.
But Blackish has the record of getting in, though.
I would look out for Mom.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think Mom has really been on a creative peak. It's taken on some really big issues. Anna Faris with 3 open slots in the lead comedy actress. I think maybe she could break through. She rides Allison Janney's coattails. I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I'm just not sold on the Blackish thing because I don't hear much for it. But maybe you hear a lot more than I do. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
All right, there you go. Well, okay. I think we've covered it. The only other person I've mentioned is perhaps Fred Savage in The Grinder.
Oh yeah.
He's
and
really
Rob
good in
Lowe.
that. And Rob Lowe, of course. That's not a bad show. That's a possibility too. And Fox will push that pretty hard. So.
I feel like we're forgetting a million things, but really, there's just so much TV. It's impossible to mention.
It's so hard. Like, will Scream Queens do anything? I don't know. Like,
Jamie
Big Bang Theory
got a Globe nomination.
Does Veep just have this already won without it even premiering yet? I don't know. Silicon Valley is getting very good notices.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping and thinking will probably win comedy series this year. I'm praying it'll win comedy series this year.
I just hope that there's like a couple front runners, and so the Silicon Valley can like sneak under the radar, and then like throughout the evening we see it win like the writing and directing award, and then it culminates with the series win. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think
everybody's trying to fix the Emmys this year. Just keep that in mind.
Let me ask you guys this: is anyone not predicting to win Game of Thrones and Veep? Is anyone going rogue?
Not yet.
No one's going with House of
Cards. If you are
transparent.
Not yet. I think it's you got it. Like we've all got the chess pieces just in line, and then once everything's aired and we've seen it all, then we should really start making some moves. But right now,
I think until Game of Thrones and Veep air and we see what they've got. I mean, a lot of us weren't predicting Game of Thrones for the first 4 seasons or whatnot, and then season 5 when we got those first 4 episodes, which they didn't send this year. I think Marcus, you and I had emailed. We were like, "This thing is winning best drama series." It was just that good, and you could tell. And I think you need something like that for it to repeat again. Because I think with the election stuff, House of Cards has a great chance. I mean, it was much stronger this year than it was last season.
Yeah, it might be the best season. But it aired so long ago now. I mean, if it had aired like May 1st, then it would have a better shot. Do you agree?
Yeah, but I don't know if that. I mean, I don't know if that really matters. I mean, that's like saying that all the stuff that ends in April, had a season finale, is not going to be remembered. You know, this far. That'd be like you saying Kimmy Schmidt isn't going to be remembered in June because it just released everything now. Like, I don't really think it makes much sense, and I think the election just helps it out so much more because that's what's on top of people's mind. And it blew my mind that Frank Underwood was a Democrat. I always thought he was Republican until this season, so that was kind of crazy. But I know I'm going to vote for right now House of Cards and Silicon Valley, even though I haven't watched it.
Wow.
Those are my two votes.
They're the two shows that could beat the incumbents at this point, I think. It's those 4 shows. If there's any, maybe Mr. Robot, but other than those 4, I don't think that anything else is a chance right now.
What about, we're running out of time, but Downton Abbey's final season and The Good Wife's final season? I mean,
Downton Abbey has much better shot than Good Wife. I've heard Good Wife has just really fallen off the map in terms of a lot of things. And but Downton Abbey has really still managed to capture people's attention in its final season. So I think that it definitely has a shot. If people are looking for snotty British shit to amuse them, which is good, which is still fun to watch.
They sent out the whole final season, and they even gave Maggie Smith her own little faceplate so that they would not forget her this year. And I mean, it is, but when has a final season besides like a Breaking Bad, which you knew was going to win? I mean, it's never won the drama series award. It's always won at SAG, but it's never won drama series. It's only won TV movie.
There's too much at the moment. Maybe Dunn might even get squeezed out. I hope it will. The Good Wife will never see the light of day in that category again because it's just fallen off, unfortunately. Maybe Juliana might. I think Christine Baranski should win a damn Emmy. She's
Margot Martindale or Alan Cumming or even Juliana could come back and win.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it ends, unfortunately, and that's really sad. What a great show.
Guys, I feel like I'm not sure if we should even publish this because all we really did was just read a list of shows that are out this season. We didn't really clarify anything too much, but I mean, I guess it's worth it to hear ourselves.
Yes, exactly. We are definitely publishing it, and if we left something off the list, write down in the comments what we left off and how stupid we are for leaving it off, because we want to know what we forgot, because there's just too much TV. This is probably one of the best years of TV of all time.
Ever.
So we'll see you guys next time at Gold Derby. Bye.